The tribesmen of Fenris have always been tough. They live in a world with a deadly environment, and even deadlier creatures inhabiting it. It's no wonder why the Space Wolves chapter recruits neophytes from here. During a harsh snowstorm, the Wolves' chapter monastery was visited by a single tribesman. To make it all the way to the monastery was no easy task, let alone during a blizzard. This tribesman demanded help against a rival tribe who he claimed had gone into a berserk state where they would be able to fend off even mortal blows. He said everybody was massacred, and he was the only one who managed to escape. Unfortunately for the tribesman, for his cowardice, he was rewarded with death. The Sky Warriors had no time to meddle with the affairs of Fenrisian tribesmen. 3 weeks later. Awoken by screams of utter horror, a tribe's leader grabs his weapon and exits his tent. Before him, a grisly sight unfolds as members of his own tribe disembowel women and children indiscriminately. He lunges out and begins his attack, all the while calling out for his men to back him up. But no one comes forth. He has no time to dwell upon what is going on, for he then realizes that these are no mere tribesmen of his. He notices a chaotic flame behind their white, milky eyes. Their movements slow, yet twice as powerful. However, this tribe leader, Thronen, has already slayed stronger foes, such as the ice trolls of Fenris. These possessed men of his pose little threat to him, but he wonders who or what can be controlling them. After the battle, he tracks the puppet warriors back towards their insidious origins. However, as he traverses the forest, he gets ambushed by a pack of Fenrisian wolves. Thronen slays them. He grips his twin greatswords tighter as he smells blood and magic in the frigid air. His instincts led him right into 4 more of the puppet tribesmen. As tough a man as he is, Thronen's age seems to be getting the better of him. Fatigue starts to set in, and he can't believe the sight before him. Is this a tree? No, a woman. What am I seeing? He shakes his head, trying to clear his mind, but still, the image appears as though it is a tree woman. It must be magic, he tells himself, as he strikes down the tree. With each hit, cries of agony ring out. Thronen hesitates for a mere second, but his warrior spirit tells him to keep attacking, for on Fenris, one false step leads to your demise. Still unclear of what had happened, Thronen continues onwards towards the trail of the puppet warriors. As he crosses a ridge, Thronen freezes. I always thought they were but mere myth, legends, stories to tell at campfires, and yet, here they stand. The Sky Warriors are indeed real. The massive figure in front of him was indeed an Astarte. However, a space wolf he was not. This space marine was one who had long lost his body many millennia ago. He is now but a soul within a suit of power armor, a cursed Thousand Sun Chaos Space Marine. Thronen grips his swords as he vows to get past the towering giant, for he must know what killed his tribe, and most importantly, for revenge. Behind 1,000 Sun, a malevolent tower of Zeech breaks into the physical world, as from within, another Chaos Marine begins to fire out, exploding bolt after bolt. The battle rages on. However, Thronen notices that his attacks seem to do little to the Sky Warrior, as he tosses the tribesman like a rag doll across the frozen tundra. Thronen vomits blood, as he's sure his ribs are now broken, yet his spirit doesn't waver. His insides feel as though they're burning, yet he presses on. His skills, tactics, and warrior spirit is clearly worthy of ascending towards legend. A Sky Warrior he could have even been. However, fate is cruel, especially when Zeech controls it, all at his whim. Thronen has somehow managed to fell not 1, but 2,000 suns, all the while dodging the explosive warp attacks of the hidden marine. However, he no longer can see straight. Each breath brings him pain, as if his insides were on fire. Though, through this trauma, Thronen has seen his chance at victory. Finally, an opening. He goes to swing his sword, but his body doesn't move. All pain fades away instantly. Thronen's heart has burst. A warrior's death was granted to him. A battlefield covered in ice, blood, and his victims. This would be Thronin's grave, the grave of a mighty tribe leader, a leader no one would remember. But this battle would serve as the first of many more to come, for Fenris would soon be under siege by none other than Magnus himself. And that concludes this little short action-packed story. First and foremost, let me know what you guys think. I really poured my heart and soul into this one. As soon as I started playing the DLC for Dark Souls 3, I knew that I had to somehow cover this snowy battlefield with the Space Wolves, because it just works so perfectly with the aesthetic of Fenris. So I'm like, I gotta come up with something. However, I decided to divulge a little bit as to not have a Space Marine be the main fighter. I wanted to kind of go into the tribes of Fenris and kind of showcase the berserker rage of these warriors of Fenris, because they really are in a battlefield all the time. Harsh environment, even harsher creatures. And now this is the starting point of the invasion of Zeech / the Thousand Sons and eventually Magnus the Red. So this does actually tie into the 40k narrative, unlike the first one that I did of this Warhammer X Dark Souls videos, where I just kind of made my own like Shrine World and my own like Demon Princes and Grey Knight battle. This one was like a prelude to that huge narrative campaign where Magnus sacks Fenris and the wolves have to defend it. So I thought it was pretty cool. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you want me to keep doing these types of videos, let me know what boss battles there are or what type of scenarios I can portray in Dark Souls 3 and twist it into a 40k narrative, because these things are really, really fun. I also started to dive into Bloodborne, so if you guys have any ideas for Bloodborne as well, let me know and I'll try to make something pretty grisly out of that as well. So yeah, again guys, keep subscribed for more things 40k. Hit us up on the Patreon page, because your support for $1 a month really goes a long way, and we really appreciate it. Anyway, this has been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I will be seeing you guys in the next one. Peace.